Good morning, it's Jonathan Barratt, and good morning for the week ahead report. This is the report we get out of the send out on Monday morning. Basically covers what are the main events for the week and some of the themes and occurrences that we should be focused on. Obviously, it's the 9th of August, already biting into August, which has been very quick, and the current time is 7:30. Okay, right, the major stuff out this week, I guess, really has to do, as we work through Chinese data we got out on Wednesday, a lot of IP. That'll give us a good indication as to what really is occurring in terms of the economy in Asia. Then as we got all the labour data in Australia, on Thursday, so that'll give us a view as to whether or not the RBA's interest rates moves have been correct. Probably anticipate there a little bit of a slowdown. And then finally, we got in the States a lot of data out on Friday night, which is your CPI, consumer price, advanced retail sales. That'll give us a clue that things there are ticking along quite merrily, and certainly in line with expectations. Before we do that, let's have just a quick idea as to a little bit of a brief idea of what occurred. Let's have a quick look at Bloomberg market overview, which is always a good one, just so we get our mind set. Oops, don't need that ad. Okay, the Dow we know is down 21 points. The S&P was down 4. The Nasdaq was down 4.59. Excuse me. Okay, the FTSE a little bit weaker, and the Stoke down 40 and 33. The CAC was down 48. The DAX was down 73, so quite negative there. Just having a look at the local market, the SPI was down 14 at 4,515. Okay, so that gives us a bit of an idea of what we're looking at, and looks like we've just lost internet connection, but it should come up in a second, hopefully. If we can't find that up, then we'll go and do some of the other work. Just have a look here. Okay, whilst that's happening, we'll stick on the Bloomberg, and then we get a bit more of an idea until that comes up. Okay, so equity markets are under pressure. Having a look at the currencies, Aussie for the first time in a while head up that 91.80. It's actually at just under 92 at the moment. There is a little bit of expectation that it's a little bit overdone, but let's see how that unfolds. Euros 132.96, obviously up a little bit this morning. The pound 159.71. The dollar yen 85.43. So still just a little bit of pressure there on the US dollar, and as you can see there, certainly against the Aussie, looking a little bit perkier. Now having a quick look at some of the commodities, and I guess the big thing there is with the energy sector, a bit of a fall back. Brent crude was down 1.78% at 80.16. West Texas was down 1.6 at 80.70. Looks like it's come right off those that high again, and that in itself just says, I guess, 82.50 is the high, back down to 80. If it doesn't hold on to that 80 level, then we're back in the range. Remember, there was quite a lot of news there in terms of supply, and as a result of that, the market, I think, does look as though it does want to come under just a little bit of pressure. Okay, having a look at the softs, the big movements there, obviously with wheat. Wheat was down 60 points or limit, 7.36% on Chicago. Quite a big move, 7.55 there for the front month, and also Kansas under pressure, 7.5. That's limit. Let's see how the market opens this morning around about that 10:30. That'll give us a big idea as to what really is occurring on that front. Soybeans up 4.5, which was good at 10:33. Corn very steady, up to at 4.20. Rough rice under pressure, 2.95%. That did fall back on the basis of wheat, and we're still holding rice, so I'm a little bit concerned. Might actually look to exit today if, in fact, we don't get the desired opening. Okay, cotton was up 0.17 at 80.23, and also coffee just under pressure, down 1.44% at 167. Copper also a little bit under pressure, down 1 at 334. Gold still looking good. We like gold, and as you know, we've been long gold for a while. 12.05 is where it is. That's up 6.5%. Silver did very well, up 15 at 18.47. So that's looking quite perky as we speak. Just having a little bit problem in terms of getting the trader up. Let's just try once more. But as you can see, whilst that's happening, commodities, I think, will be in for a bit of a move or a shaker this week. particularly as people try to sort out what's happening in Russia. As we've talked about in a lot of the rhetoric concerning the wheat, the world ending stocks are certainly still at very high levels, so we should not see the occurrences that we've seen before in terms of the running of the price. I think this is where the market came back to reality with that limit down move on Friday, because a little bit of warm weather, yes, you're going to have problems with this year's crop, maybe next year's crop, but what we're seeing is that the world-ended stocks are still at very good levels. They should be dented by about 2 to 3%, maybe a little bit higher now, but overall it shouldn't create too much of a concern. So on the back of that, we really shouldn't expect to see too much of an increase. That's too much of an increase in the price of the commodity. And of course, coming back as hard as it did, you could probably say that is the case. Right, now we're just having a little bit of problem in terms of getting the trader up, so we will scrap that. But I guess the most important thing to note is that this week, just to reiterate, Wednesday we've got a lot of Chinese data, IP and that. On Thursday we've got the Oz labour data, so very important as we head into the election. And in the US we've got the CPI. Obviously CPI very important there as to what's occurring. Of the trades we've got on at the moment, we're long gold, we're long rice, a little bit nervous about there. We're long corn and we're long soyas. They're the main trades we're focusing on at the moment, just because we're feeling as though we want a continuation of trend. Let's see how corn, some good positive data out of corn is good. Wheat's looking okay, not wheat, gold's looking okay, so quite comfortable on that. Well, that's about it from me today. I hope you have a good week, and we'll certainly talk to you tomorrow. Excuse me.